Welcome to the February 2009 edition of Outlook Video, your nationally recognized award-winning show for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender communities. I'm Roberto-Juan Gonzalez.
She puts the broad in broadcasting. Good evening and welcome. I'm Raymond Donald Hong. And unbeknownst to everybody, someone eloped and got married, didn't we?
Not exactly eloped, but yes, Raymond. Francoise and I were married.
Well, congratulations and mazel tov.
Thank you, Raymond.
Was it a small wedding?
Party of two.
Well, you just flew under the radar, Perez Hilton.
Yes, we did.
Well, we've got some music on the program this month, don't we?
We sure do. Yes, the San Francisco Lesbian Gay Freedom Band continues to make music as a symbol of pride for the LGBT community. The band just celebrated 30 years of marching in parades and performing at free community concerts. In Raymond's segment coming up next, he talks with Jadine Louie and Nancy Corporon, two former artistic directors who returned to conduct the last Pride concert just recently. But first, we'll start with the San Francisco Lesbian Gay Freedom Band's 30th anniversary, minus kazoos.
Well, maybe better luck next year.
If you're old enough to remember disco, bell-bottoms, platforms, and Harvey Milk, you'll recall that the San Francisco Lesbian Gay Freedom Band marched down Market Street for the first time in 1978 under the baton of John Sims. Recently, the band, along with the Lesbian Gay Chorus of San Francisco and the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, showcased some of the flashiest music written for wind ensemble and for choruses. 4 out of a succession of 9 artistic directors were at the podium conducting, and later reflected on 30 years of music with the first openly LGBT marching and concert band in the world.
As you know, I knew about the band from its very beginnings because I was a friend of John Sims, who founded the band, and I received letters from him right afterwards. So I knew about it from the very beginning and understood what it meant.
Well, for me personally, I had just moved to San Francisco.
There's still a sense of separation, that we were still groups were pulling in different directions.
I'm not totally sure that John even knew that this thing would initiate all the things it has, because he started from a very small seed thought, which was the Gay Pride, the Gay Freedom Day Parade, as it was called back then, needed music. It was a very simple concept.
I didn't have a great sense of community or knowledge of the community when I first moved here, and I was introduced to it through the band. So for me, it was very, very exciting in 1988.
I wasn't certain I would see all of these activists, grassroots people in my community pulling the oars in the same direction in my lifetime.
As things started to spin, then the marching band started playing concerts. There was the Gay Men's Chorus, the Lesbian Gay Chorus, there was chamber music, all sorts of things. And then you find that it spread all over the world. And it's only sad that John is not physically present to enjoy this, but I'm certainly sure that we keep his memory alive and we keep the original concept alive by doing what we do.
In hindsight, it was a wonderful time, but it was a very, very scary time.
But 30 is a pretty big number. That's a lot of years.
San Francisco native Jadine Louie has been the longest-serving artistic director for 11 years, but she couldn't resist the opportunity to conduct the band again.
Better than just being a conductor, which I'll tell you feels good. Better than making great music, which feels good. There is something unique about the energy and the heart of this particular band. So I mean it when I say it feels good.
I've been conducting professionally for 40 years, and I have never had a group that plays with the level of emotion and warmth and emotional commitment that this one does. And it's unanimous. I mean, the whole group, and when they feel like they're nailing a piece of music, they fly.
Oh my God, I never imagined that I'd be doing this again, ever in a million years. And the fact that so many people are still involved in the band who were involved with the band 20 years ago just tells me my community is strong, and and people are dedicated to our community and just and love one another and take care of one another. It's just fabulous.
Well, with this group is such a reward to be on the podium because they just give and give, and anything you ask of them, they'll try to give you. When I conducted the rehearsal on Tuesday, all those wonderful emotions kept flooding back to me of all the years I was with the band and all the high, emotion, wonderful moments. It was just about an indescribable feeling, even though I've tried to describe it. But it was just to conduct this band again is to me the mountaintop of conducting.
And for these musicians, being open about their lives played an important part of their spiritual growth.
When I first came out, and I came out late, I was a late bloomer, I came out at the age of 28. I was working as a freelance musician in New York. And I was terrified that coming out would mean that no one would hire me. And what happened was, when I came out, I found this whole circle of gay musicians, lesbian and gay musicians, who, I ended up getting more work. And the message there is, when you're true to yourself, good things happen. And so to be out as a musician, as a human being, it's a natural state of being. And to thine own self be true brings many, many rewards.
I felt like coming out, suddenly there was no lie at the core. And then all of a sudden everything comes together and it comes into such sharp focus that what I do on the podium is all of one piece.
I've always felt that we can connect with one another through our music. And certainly the power of being on the podium and bringing this joy out of each of these individual players is just as important to me as it is for us to be out in public. It's the same. We all dance.
We have this idea in our society that if you sing or play an instrument or dance or write or sculpt or something like that, that it's only legitimate if you're good enough to do it professionally. The truth of the matter is everyone is born good enough, and everyone's talents are a very important part of their humanity, and every community's talent and creativity is essential to community.
What is wonderful about this is that this community is so welcoming, it is so diverse, and it is so open. And it's changed my life.
And whenever there's a need to perform for children at the Dance Along Nutcracker, to diffuse right-wing protesters at a gay prom, or to be the fanfare of gay marriage at City Hall, the official band of San Francisco will continue to be the musical accompaniment for the LGBT community.
I'd like to see the band doing exactly what it's doing now, participating in history every step of the way and being there with every movement that we make as a community.
I think in 5 years I would really like to see the band with a solid funding machine in place so that there would always be the money and the backing and the operational structure for this band to travel and take their message of music to the corners of the world. And I think that's doable in 5 years with focus and effort.
I've always wanted the band to be in the right place at the right time, whether it was 30 years ago when I first saw it, or 20, or 10, or 5, or this minute tonight. I always wanted the band to be doing whatever is right for the community at that moment.
Bigger and better, every day and in every way.
In San Francisco, this is Raymond Donald Hong for Outlook Video.